Hello everyone, Feature back again with another deck review. This is the Bicycle Decades set, the party starters, which I was never going to get, but then I recently changed my mind and I got them anyway. These have been out for a couple of years I think, but they're getting harder to find. There are places where you can find, you can get like these two or whatever, you can get 6 of each or a 6-pack, 3 of each. Or you can get these ones, or sometimes you can find them individually, sometimes you can find them all together. And I think I got these from Amazon. Decent price, I think it was 15 bucks for all four, it's not bad. Plus shipping. Anyways, let's look at them. We got 4 decks, 4 different decades. I think they should come out with 90s and the 2000s as well. Complete this set, but they never did. So you get the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. They all got different colors and styles reflecting those decades, the 50s. They all say bicycle dressed since 1885 on top. And then they all say party starters, trivia, and playing cards at the bottom. This one, the 50s, is blue, pink. It's got an old classic record on there. It says the 50s on the record. It's got stars and some musical notes. This one, the 60s, it says 60s on there. It's got the peace symbol, peace. Far out, dude. It's got a bunch of flowers because it's all hippie. Then this one, the 70s, you got a disco ball with some stars on there and a whole bunch of people in bell bottoms and platform shoes dancing to disco. Yeah. And then the 80s, you got a button that says I Heart the 80s. And it's actually got a never mind, I thought that was something else. And then there is a big boombox, sunglasses, and a high top, a colorful high top sneaker. Side of that, the boxes are pretty standard on the side. It just says Air Christian Finis, made in USA. On the other side, come to play, bicyclecards.com. The top says standard size, standard face. That is false. They do not have a standard face. Anything but. They're just too lazy to change that at the bottom. Just barcodes and your usual stuff. And in the back, again the bicycle since 1885 logo. And then it says, let's talk about the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Party starter trivia and facts on every card. And then, a couple other things that are interesting. I noticed, I'm not sure why, if there's some reprints in here or what, but these two actually have black seals on them. These two don't have seals on them at all. And then, this one, and this one all say standard size, standard face at the bottom, as you can see. But this one, nothing. Also, you will see on the back, it shows you a face and a back of the cards. They all have a 4 of diamonds. They all have different backs. The backs are all one way, colorful, vibrant, representing that decade, and pretty cool. They're all borderless as well in one way. The cards all have bicycle stock and Air Christian Finis. Let's start from the 50s. And they all got standard stuff on the flap, nothing important. And they all got ad cards. This tells me they're a couple years old because you don't see these Royal Felt Casino ad cards anymore. Get rid of those two. Jokers. For this deck in the 50s, it says Joker top and bottom. And you got a bowling ball with some pins because I guess bowling was cool back then. And then the other one's the same except Joker's in black. And the writing is in red. And the writing, this has different questions. I don't know if you can even read that. But this one says, Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat on a bus led to a Supreme Court decision outlawing bus segregation. Where did this happen? And then on the other side, if you flip it over, you get the answer, which would be, you don't know it, Montgomery, Alabama. And that's kind of what you get on all the cards. The aces in this deck, They all have a little martini glass with some stars on there. And more questions. The back design, rock and roll. Okay, that's more 80s and 50s, but yeah, it says rock and roll on that record, and it got stars all over the place. It's pretty cool, and pink. Chord cards, they're all kind of repetitive. The jacks, and this one all feature a poodle. Not sure how that's 50s, but whatever. The queens have a portrait of somebody. I got no idea who that is or how that's 50s, but they're dressed in the 50s style, I guess. And then the kings have a record with musical notes. Yay. And then they all have questions. It's fun. I tried answering these questions. 60s and the 50s and 60s, I did not do good at all. 70s, I at least knew a little bit. 80s, I haven't tried yet. Anyways, like I said, bicycle stock, Ericus and Finis. Not bad. So these are Erlanger, Kentucky. So they're not bad old, but they're still a little bit old. Oops. Alright, let's go on to the 60s. I'll just try to quickly sort them all. I want to drag this on forever. Again, more ad cards, same thing. Joker's kind of the same thing. These ones just say 60s on them. Yay. One is red, one is black. The ace has a flower, kind of hippie style. Although it would be cool if it had colors, it doesn't. The back design says peace and has a symbol too in case you can't read. And it has flowers all over it. Pretty colorful. Groovy. Groovy. And I suppose so the chord cards before mixing them up. The jacks, they got nothing. I don't know why. They couldn't find anything else for 60s. Put another flower on there or something. Don't just say the hell with it. The queens have the yin yang. And the kings have the peace symbol. So I don't know why they couldn't find something for the flowers. They'll put a marijuana plant on there. 60s are famous for that. It's not like they haven't done it before. I mean, they had the hemp deck, right? Then again, that was before, that was after this. So that's what you get for this one. Let's get to the 70s, a white box. More ad cards. This one, the Jokers, they got a white border and they got a swirly pattern, as you can see. And they had one's red, one's black, basically. The aces, it's just got a disco ball, says 70s. The back, by the way, just like the box kind of, it says shake your groove thing. And it says thing, but it should say fang, in my opinion. It says yeah. And there's actually a question in there who says yeah. I can't remember who it was though. And I didn't know. As you can see, there's a bunch of stars on there. And there's a disco ball and a bunch of people dancing. They're wearing bell bottoms. Big platform shoes. They got afros and having a lot of fun. Disco. The jacks. Some disco guy dancing in bell bottoms with an afro. The queens. Some chicks shaking her groove thing. And wearing platform shoes. And then another guy with kind of platform shoes. For the king, doing some more dancing. Not a whole lot of creativity there, just throw a whole bunch of dancers on the chord cards. And a disco ball on the aces. I will say these decks look pretty cool when you fan them out. Especially this one, I think. And then we got one more to look at very quickly. And again, the ad cards again. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Jokers, they got boom boxes on there, red and black. Same thing on both of them basically. The Aces, all the Aces have an old school joystick. I used to have one of those on my Atari, and a really old computer I had that was just good for playing games. Probably still have one sitting around somewhere. The back design, pretty colorful, neon colors, very 80s. You got those sunglasses, the I Heart the 80s pin. It says Gordy to the max. I don't know what the hell that, or sorry, I keep saying it. Yeah, it's Grody to the max. I can understand if it said groovy, but it doesn't. It says Grody to the max. No idea what the hell that means. The boombox, the sneaker, and then it says like totally. Yeah, like totally, dude. But that's also kind of 90s, I think. Zacks have a skateboard, of course. Queens have a Rubik's Cube. I used to have one a long time ago. I would love to get one again, I guess. And then the Kings have a high top. So that's what you get. It's pretty cool. Again, you get bicycle stock, air cushion fitness. It doesn't really matter too much though, because you're not going to perform with these cards. You're not really going to pull them out and flourish with them. If anything, you're not even going to play games with these. If anything, you're just going to pull them out, do some trivia, have some fun, and that's about it. But they do look rather cool when you spread them out and fan them out. Anyways, that is the Bicycle Decades. Like I said, available Amazon and eBay, different card shops, magic shops. Sometimes you can find just one or two. Other times you can find all four. Sometimes they're individually. Nothing you can do about that. They're getting harder to find. Pretty cool though. I'll see you next.